this is Jude, and welcome back to this book review video. And today I'm going to review the book Live Big, Love Bigger, Getting Real with Barbecue, Sweet Tea, and a Whole Lot of Jesus by Kathryn Whitaker. And I am going to share 5 takeaways that I had after reading this book. First, I love learning about Kathryn Whitaker. She's a Catholic convert. She is a wife, a mother, an author. She loves Jesus, her family, Texas Dr. Pepper, and Texas A&M. And she has such a neat writing style. She's very, very honest, and she just says it like it is, which is really nice and refreshing. But she comes with that passion that a lot of converts do to the faith. So number 2 would be Kathryn's character, which was shaped by the adversities that she lived through, from the effects of scoliosis at age 9, the realization of her inability to cope with death, the birth of her 5th child, born 4 weeks premature, and weighing only 3 pounds. He required 13 different specialists. And through all of that, of course, you would have a marriage in like a pressure cooker. But through God's grace and a lot of counseling, her marriage survived. Number 3 would be to let go of the perfectly choreographed life and embrace Jesus in the chaos. And I wanted to read you an excerpt from this chapter in the book. Instead of stressing out about where I would find time for God, I asked him to find it for me. Every day he looks at my planner and finds a way to open my eyes to his abundant love. Sometimes it's in the drive-through lane at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure, I can hear God say, or watching one of my kids serve a sibling. It is almost always smack dab in the crazy of family life. Number 4 would be finding a happy medium in your life. We're all busy people, and we know our faith calls us to serve others. But how do we say no? How do we find that within ourselves when we are used to saying yes to everything? How do we find that way to say no? Because we're actually in a way shortchanging those people around us if we don't have time for them. And she says in the book, but when you define your family culture and prioritize your commitments, it's easier to say no to some things and hell yes to those that bring you joy. The challenge of it all, though, is that the no's in our life are often a series of really fantastic and beautiful things. Should we go to that birthday party, parish festival, or funeral visitation? We lament over saying no to any activity, so we say yes to them all and end up not being fully present to anything. We believe we're living full lives, and instead we're just filling them full of stuff with no purpose and no direction. In the end, does this busyness nurture and feed our family, or is it just sucking the joy right out of us? So I think we could all identify with that, and we could all say that sometimes our want to do things for others and serve and be the one that's going to step up, because we all know we're in situations where there doesn't seem to be enough people to help. But if our family life suffers because of it, then we need to take that step back. And the 5th would be life is just one long practice. And I love the way that she summed it up in the end of the book. Life is just one long practice where we make mistakes and start from the beginning of the music sheet again. We have a teacher there guiding and encouraging us, but we're human. And sometimes the mistakes and crosses of life make us feel we're unworthy. We forget that God is in the miracle business every day. When showtime comes for you, don't panic and run off the stage. I hope you remember how to let God love you through and in the mess. So it's a wonderful book, my friends. I really highly encourage you to get a copy of this book and have it. Whether you have children or not, I think you could really relate and enjoy a lot of the stories. You find her strength in her faith and how really it's a passion that comes from living through the struggle of being a mom of a preemie. And she's reached out and through her many platforms to touch other parents' lives who have gone through this. And like she said in the book, there was almost a guilt because her child survived. And there were many others that she knew at the hospital who left without their children. Their children had passed away. So she's doing good work. And I'm sure you would love, I'll link below some of the talks that she's given and a link to her Instagram page where she's done a lot of good work. She had a series during Lent entitled Lent at Lunch. Maybe you can catch up on some of those interviews that she gave. But I really love it, and I really encourage you to keep reading those good spiritual books, those inspirational books that can really tap into moments of our lives that we can identify with and share good books with others. They're not meant to be kept to yourself. So if you get a great book, make sure that you pass it along to other people. And I am sure that you're reading something. What are you reading right now? I'd love it if you comment below the title of your book. Would you like me to read something that you have read and maybe do a possible future review? Let me know that too. So until next time, my friends, stay well, keep reading, and peace and love.